Hi, my name is Samantha Neely, and this is my volunteer, Lacey. And today we will be performing the functional movement screening. So that entails a pre-assessment that will be done with a series of tests, and it will basically determine if the volunteer, in this case, will be fit for the physical activity that they want to perform. The functional movement screen is a way of determining how the performance will play out, as well as preventing injury before they perform the physical activity. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is the deep squat assessment. You're going to stand feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to give you this dowel, and you're going to hold it above your head at a 90-degree angle, so that's going to be your grip width. All right, now I'm going to have you flex your elbows so that they're at a straight line, keeping your shoulders flexed and abducted. All right, when I say go, you're going to want to perform a deep squat. You want to squat as far down as you can, and I'm just going to watch you perform it. Go ahead. All right, you can come back up. I'm going to give you a lateral view of this squat now. All right, go ahead and perform that one more time for me. All right, you can come back up. Now, since the volunteer was not able to perform the squat at a 3 rating, I'm going to add in the board. As you can see, she could not keep her heels down on the floor, and her arms were coming forward as she was performing the squat. So we're going to add the board in. So I'm going to slide this board under your heels, so go ahead and go on your tippy toes. There you go. And you can put your heel weight on the board. Now this is going to give you a little bit of a different stance as you're performing the squat, so go ahead and put your hands above your head again, elbows extended. Perfect. Try to perform that squat one more time for me. All right, back up. And I'm going to do a lateral view once again, and go ahead. All right. All right, next we are going to be doing the hurdle step. So with the hurdle step, I set up the hurdle first of all. The hurdle has been put at the height of her tibial tuberosity. So this is her kneecap up here, and her tibial tuberosity I palpated for, and it's right here. So with that, we're going to begin the test. I'm going to have you place this on top of your shoulders at the back of your neck. You're going to hold that. And as you perform the test, what you're going to do is you are going to lift your leg over the hurdle, tap your heel on the ground, and then you can, in a controlled manner, bring the heel back onto the other side. This is a way to test coordination and stability, and this is a good test for that. So first, I'm going to have you step over with your left foot. You can go ahead and perform the test now. Okay. Nice and slow. All right, and I'm going to have you do that same left leg, but from a lateral view. All right, go ahead. Nice and slow and controlled. All right, now we're going to do your right leg. You can go ahead and do that from the anterior view. And we're going to do your right leg one more time from an anterior aspect. Go ahead. Or lateral aspect. My apologies. Great job. The next test is going to be the inline lunge. The inline lunge is a test of movements that you experience when you're doing intense lateral movement, as well as any deceleration. So we have the board again, and what I've already done is I have marked the distance of the length of her tibia. So I put a mark where she should put her back foot, and then I put a mark 17 inches apart, which was the length of her tibia, over here where she's going to put her heel. So as you step on the board, you're going to step on the board, put your feet placement on the mark, so go ahead and do that. You can pick which foot to go forward first. Good job. Make sure that heel is on the mark. Alright, I got your balance. Don't worry about it. Feel okay? Alright. Now, her left foot is forward, so that means that I'm going to have her hold the dowel with her opposite hand at her cervical spine. So, left foot forward, that means your right hand is going to be grabbing the top of the bar, and then your left hand is going to be grabbing the bottom of the dowel. Now the dowel is going to be in line, touching her head, her thoracic spine ideally, and her sacrum. Now, as you perform the test, you're going to try to bring your knee all the way down to the surface right below your heel, and then come back up. You can go ahead and try to perform the test. I will be right here just in case you feel like you're going to fall. Nice. All right, I'm going to do that from an anterior view now. All right, I'll be right next to you again. Just go ahead and fix your foot placement. Good job. All right, now try to perform that one more time for me. Good job. All right, now you're going to switch feet. You're going to put your right foot in the front, left foot back. There you go. That heel a little bit more forward on that mark. Now we're going to put the dowel behind you. This time, your left hand is going to be up top. So go ahead and grab it, and your right hand's going to be on the bottom. All right, one more time for me. Anterior view, performing the test with the right foot forward. Go ahead. I'm right here, just in case. Try to touch that knee to the ground. All right, good job. All right, I'm going to do it one more time. Hang in there. From a lateral view. All right, go ahead. All right. The next test is the shoulder mobility test. So what we are going to do is we are going to be measuring the flexibility of the shoulder joint. So I'm going to ask her to place one of her shoulders in a maximally adducted, extended, and internally rotated position, while we place the other shoulder in a maximally abducted, flexed, and externally rotated position. While doing this, your hands are going to be in a fist at the same time. Alright, so I'm going to have you turn around so the camera can see. I'm going to place the camera closer. Now I measured her hand length, which is from the crease of her wrist to the tip of her third digit, and that was 7 inches, so that's what we're looking for when she's doing this. Go ahead, you can pick which side to start with, and reach. Alright, so she gets a 3 for this test because it's less than her hand length. So it looks great. Now you can do the other side. Try to reach as far as you can. Alright, so this one is not an automatic 3. We will measure to see how much of a difference it is. The next test is a shoulder clearing test. So this is a pretty simple test. What you're going to do is, let's start with your right shoulder. You're going to place it on the opposite shoulder, and you're going to put your elbow up. Do you feel any pain with that movement? No. All right. Do it one more time for me, just to make sure. Feel good still?
Yep.
All right. Now let's do it with the same thing, opposite shoulder. So you're going to put it on your opposite shoulder, that left elbow up. How does it feel?
Fine.
All right, do it one more time. No pain response?
No pain.
All right. Our next assessment is the active straight leg raise test. So I had Lacey lie down on her back, hands, palms up, which is an anatomical position. And this test is going to be testing the active motion of hamstring and gastroc soleus flexion in an active motion. So what we're going to do is I'm going to place this dowel at the midpoint of her ASIS and her patella. So I'm going to palpate for her ASIS. Sorry, Alright, so we found that right here. And your patella. The midpoint for that measured before is right here. So I'm going to place this down here. I'm going to ask her one leg at a time to do a single leg raise. It's important for her ankles to stay dorsiflexed the entire time, and her knee is extended the entire time. Once you are at the point where you cannot keep your knee extended anymore, then that is where you should stop. Alright, so go ahead and start with your right leg. Ankle dorsiflexed, knee extended, and slowly bring your leg up as far as it can go. Is that as far as it can go? Alright, so noted. The malleolus is the line where we are measuring. That is right here, which is at the patella approximately. Go ahead and put your leg down. Alright, now go ahead and lift your left leg up as far as you can go, extending your knee. Is that as far as it can go? Alright, malleolus is not at the dowel. Medial malleolus is once again at the patella. The next test in our functional movement screening is the trunk stability push-up. So with the trunk stability push-up, our volunteer is lying prone on the ground. Hands are shoulder width apart and feet are together. So go ahead and put them together. Now I am going to assess her ability to stabilize her spine in an anterior and posterior plane while she's performing a closed chain upper body movement. With that, it's important to emphasize that when you're doing the push-up, you want to move your whole body as a unit. You don't want everything moving at different times. You're going to try your best to make your body move up in one unit. Does that make sense? All right, so when I say go, you're going to dorsiflex your ankles, and you're going to push up as best as you can into a push-up, trying to keep all of this stabilized in one line. All right, I'm going to move out of the way so you can see, and go ahead. Push up. All right, back down. All right, try to stabilize your spine a little bit more as you go. Try it one more time. All right, good job. Back down. Next is the spinal extension clearing test. This test is just performed after the trunk stability push-up, and it's an assessment for pain. It's not scored on a scale of 1 to 3. So what I'm going to have you do is lay in a prone position as you are right now, and you're going to just push up into a push-up position, keeping your hips on the ground and your head up. Go ahead. Do you feel any pain with that? No. All right, go back down. Go ahead and try it one more time just to make sure. Feels okay? All right, awesome. The next test is going to be the rotary stability. This is testing her neuromuscular coordination when she's performing an upper body and lower body exercise at the same time. Her ability to maintain a stable trunk while she's performing exercises at both the upper and lower extremities. First, we're going to try a unilateral exercise. So she's going to get her right arm and her right leg and lift those both at the same time while trying to maintain the stability in her trunk. You need to extend your knee and flex your shoulder at the same time, keeping that arm straight, and see if you can maintain balance in a slow, controlled manner. Go ahead. Try it one more time. All right. I'm going to see if you can do it on your left side before we move to a different variation. All right, go ahead and try it on your left arm and left leg now. All right. Now, since she was unable to perform the unilateral movement, we are going to then change to the diagonal movement. That means, Lacey, that you are going to be using your right arm and your left leg at the same time. Go ahead and try that in a slow, controlled manner. Maintaining trunk stability. You can go back down once you perform the movement, so go ahead and try that one more time in a slow, controlled manner. Back down. Good job. All right, we're going to go on the other side now. And now you're going to be using your left arm and your right leg. Go ahead. Slow and controlled. Remember, don't try to go too fast. Go back down. Now do that movement one more time for me, but go slow and controlled, trying to maintain trunk stability. Good job. You can go back down once you perform it. All right. All right, the very last test is the spinal flexion clearing test. So with this, it's basically just checking for pain after she performs the rotary test. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you go into a quadruped position, which you're going to lay down here. You're going to put your hands extended and you're going to reach out as far as you can. Now, as you've already done, she's rocked back and put her buttocks to her heel and her chest to her knees. And with that motion, do you feel any pain?
Nope.
Awesome.